What? Yeah, I was gonna say, where the sub, where to put that? Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. Hello, the virus. I'm just kind of sitting here. A lot of things going through my mind. Trying to dang, where do I even start? I think in terms of art, the projects too, I still like to finish it for sure. Although it is kind of a bit of a scary thing when I start talking about it like that, because everything that I talked about it like this, we kind of have to put it on hold for a bit. I'll just kind of work on it slowly. Today I wanted to just draw something and then not worry about planning, not worry about figuring out the perspective, figuring out like everything, making everything like airtight. It is a little bit heavy on the planning side for everything, almost everything I do. It gets a little bit crazy. Something simple and not a lot of requirement. Use a photo. Something. This one looks nice, but I don't know where to put her. I see. Yeah, sleep is interesting, huh? I might have to hop off earlier nowadays again, just because I'm not getting enough proper sleep, I think. And I've come to realize that if I don't get proper sleep, my heart issue kind of comes back. It is very apparent. I guess a little bit problematic, to say the least. It doesn't apply when you draw the head, I see. So you're like learning the eye in a vacuum, I guess, and then like when the head comes in, you don't really know where to put it. Oh, the proportion stuff, I don't know. That's the thing. The only thing I've learned about myself over the course of this thing, learning, trying to figure out style, is that my style is very unstable. First of all, I don't really recognize it. Second of all, even when I try to draw what feels right, it just is very unstable. The idea here wasn't to necessarily go for something directly, but rather to just see how the characters scale, so that when I do the Hong Kong thing, people stay consistent, right? Because otherwise, every single one of the 30 something planned images gonna have slight differences, which can be fine. I mean, I doubt that it'll be that different, right? Because I'll still be listening to my heart. It's just that, yeah, I mean, no matter how much planning I do, when the characters start doing different poses and stuff, I'm gonna start to feel like things are not right again. Like Faye is not supposed to be too small, but also not. I don't want her to be too big. I'm trying to work out the characters' ages. Where did I write that thing? Where did I put it actually? Oh no, it's over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah, I don't know. The big booty, big booba, big thighs save lives spot is reserved for my dragon character who died. So I don't really know what to do with that. Because either just like kind of save it for her in a sense that I will still have to tell stories with that character. That dead or not, I am gonna have to draw her still. Maybe that's fine. Maybe Faye can be a bit more conservative, but then there will be no one active that is taking over that role. Anyways, I don't know. Everything is too hard. Yeah, what is her name indeed, right? I don't know. I mean, I know her name. She got her name not at the same time as Ria did. What am I even drawing here? But I think the review. I need to think about what I want to do with her first. I think. Thank you, Duvet. Hello, Duvet. So unfortunately, I have to keep her name under wraps for now. What? Oh, it force loaded something else. Very cool, Duvet. Thank you. This is it's nice. I think this is what I would like to try and do today. Something simple. I don't want to worry too much. Before we do like the Hong Kong full render, right? Like when we actually get to the end, I will have to be doing a lot of studies anyways to really tie everything together, make it consistent in that. So I think for streams and for days where I'm just kind of dead and tired, or I'm having issues trying to come up with ideas, I think that would be the best thing to do. That way we're still moving towards the same goal without necessarily overloading ourselves. Yeah, big shapes. It's got some weird noise in it. I think I would like to avoid indeterminate noise, perhaps. I think I would like to make it clearer if I were to put something in. Even if the noise and patches and stuff in itself would be kind of pointless just to add noise. I think the only thing I would change would be adding some glows, I think. It looks kind of flat because there are no sort of lighting effects, I guess. Nothing is glowing, nothing is causing bloom effect on the camera. There's no lens flare. but it's a kind of quiet that you might want to go for. It feels like they wrote some Japanese letters here, but I don't think so. Oh, sorry, I should have sent the link. Man, I am getting... I am a little bit dead. Yeah, thank you, Duvet. Actually, this is I don't know if you and Uni are trying to make things more relevant because I'm doing the Hong Kong thing, but I feel like some of the ones that you guys have shared recently are quite relevant. Might just be my point of view, you know, changing to see it from like that sort of direction, but nonetheless, thank you. Probably need to use it today. Yeah. Personal issue, right? Everything is. I think it's like looking at this as a whole. This nonsense here is fine, but if you just look at this part, you're like, what the hell is going on? Right? Why is it like this? And maybe it actually can be like this, but it's definitely probably just drawn randomly, like to increase details there. But it's so hard to accept it when when I'm drawing it every time. That's fair, Dewey. That's fair. I'm not necessarily expecting anyone either to do so, but it does feel like some of the ones have like the sort of simplified sort of landscape vibes. That would be nice. Yes. Oh, that's interesting, Dewey. But yes, thank you. I don't know what the sequence setup here is trying to go. Is that right? That I suppose that is consistent with what I originally wanted to do art for over 10-15 years ago. And I thought that concept art was like a fun thing. I mean, I'm sure it's fun if you can do it. I've been thinking a lot about goals and like trying to achieve certain things and this and that. Also, you can tell I'm not trying too hard because I'm just going in. I don't really care if things are right or wrong. But yeah, art has not always just been a way of achieving a goal that I wanted to achieve. But I think sometimes I don't even know where to start. All I'm trying to say is that recently I've been thinking about the fact that, you know, like my goal is to try to bring the characters to life, right? But in the truest sense of the word, like it would never happen, right? They would never pop up and come to life like the way like us are moving and all that. So in some sense, I always feel like this journey has always been like, you know, in like the Hong Kong journey sort of description kind of way, it's always going to be a dead end. Somewhere down the line, we're going to hit the limits of what we can do. that would not compare with the real thing. But sometimes I think about this and I'm just like, kind of sucked, huh? It doesn't change what I'm gonna do. It doesn't change the streams. It's a kind of a pain in the ass thing to realize once in a while. Yeah. Wait, this is too big. Maybe I find a satisfactory answer down the line, but let's see. About the sizing and proportion. Why is it so off? Let's pause this. Oh wow, it's getting bigger and bigger, the houses. I can see it now. Ski. Should I use straight lines or no? What's my plan here? Well, the plan is to not think and just do, I guess. So let's see, yeah. Let's see. be a bit long. Weird. Oh, okay. Here is. Not proportion at all. Not proportional at all. Although I would say it's not too bad. I did not do any guides. But these guys are not centered enough, and then the side is kind of it's like somehow everything got squished over here. What? Anyways, not too important though. Might not even. I don't know what's the best way to scale this, like to comp this, because it's kind of like a very empty shot. Is kind of far. I have to put the character somewhere. Probably in the foreground. Kind of out of. Yeah. I know. I gotta wait 1 minute for this brush to load. Too big. Still going. Oh my god. Alright, there you go. Just so I can undo it afterwards. Oh, nice. Maybe that is. Oh shit, I forgot to change the brush size. Now we have to wait again. God damn it. Hello? Oh, it's done. What? I think I can figure that out. Surely. Hello, Kinono Neko. Today is just do some study. Well, calling it a study. I'm just painting. I don't really want to think today. Been a little bit more tired, I think. Having some issues with my heart's rhythm again. I'm just gonna do whatever that is the easiest, but still works towards the goal, which is the Hong Kong thing. As long as we're painting and playing around with things, I'm sure it'll be fine. It will all help at some point. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. I need to do more environments, especially things that are a little bit more complicated. Then I can figure out and see if what level of detail is gonna be okay and not okay. Whether if I want to do lines or not do lines. This and that. So just trying to do the like the most natural thing, I think. I guess. See what comes out. See what's good, what's not good. Most of these are gonna be photo based, which means like again, right? If the photo is done without any characters in them, then the composition would be balanced around the fact that there is no characters. And by adding characters in, they can get a little bit weird. Personally, for me, I feel like they're never as good. You kind of have to reframe the whole thing and not just take it and shove people in. But I also don't really care. I think it's fine for our purposes, anyways. Kinda don't want to spend too much time worrying about that if I don't have to, which I don't have to. If we're just practicing and shit. Anatomy is kind of whatever, you know. From this view, we'll probably not see too much either. The wolf scaling though, I need to check. Yeah, I don't have my stuff in here again. This is not meant for that though. That's why it's not here. But I think at this point, I should just have a base set of VRFs. But I guess we still haven't quite cleared that condition yet. Like this is... but the sizing kind of changes here and there. I guess we can just kind of let it go. It looks... Okay, the head itself looks kind of big, but otherwise the scaling is probably fine here. Big head. Yeah, maybe I just make the body bigger. Lamo. At least it's the evening sun. I cannot, like, the asphalt gets so hot. In the past, people would get punished doing push-ups on asphalt like this, and then they will burn their hands. And then if you look at their palms, it's... Imagine your palm, right? Imagine your palm, but one giant blister. That's what it looked like. One giant blister that covers your entire palm. That was a great time. Is this long enough? Something here is a little... Is the snout too short? My hips? Yeah, I think it's probably it. We just need the bare minimum to go forwards. I'm just gonna put some tubes here. I forgot something important. Where's the horizon line? It's a little late. A little bit late, but I guess the ground is over here, so the horizon must be probably just below the top of the vending machine, it looked like. Maybe a bit higher. Maybe a bit lower. I don't know, but thereabouts. So I need to make the butt a bit rounder. Yes. Yeah, but it's also not necessarily. It's just a lot of. It feels like the perspective is a group. Like, how do I say this? We should see more of the top of the foot or something over here. But I think it's just because there's like so much space. It makes it feel like we're really looking down on the ground. But I think it's just because of the space. I think because they're fairly receded into the comp here. Let me see. Framing there, not in the center. I don't really want to zoom in too much. I want to have a lot of space here and all around the area, which I'm gonna try and blur out some of the details here so it kind of fades out somehow. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about, by the way. But what I'm saying is I don't want to draw all the way to the edge. I want it to somehow disappear into like a mass of shapes. Does that make sense? Wait. Anyway, so figure it out. Doesn't really matter. I'm really mad. I would think so. There's just simply more elements to balance, right? I am foregoing a lot of comms, a lot of like compositional. What was the word? Autonomy, I suppose. Because my goal here is primarily just to have an excuse to paint, which is kind of insane for me to say, but um, yeah, I'm just gonna forego that part. So I'll take the photos to ensure that we never get stuck, because we need that, and then we'll just put a character in there somewhere, and then we'll make it work. Back com or not, it's fine. Either way, it's fine. But I like to imagine the environment stuff is harder. Character com for the most part, I feel like it's just like make sure that it's big enough. Some dynamic poses or camera angles. But more importantly, it's just the character covers take out enough space. Oh shit, what do I do here? I need to, I guess, plot in the oh. Excuse me. Okay, what does she wear again? I probably just have her wear like school uniform just by default. It's just easier to not have to think. Is this final? Yeah, no physics, huh? No reference for the shirt and the clothing. I should probably find one. Let me see if we can find one. Surely it isn't that hard to just find a back view. Oh my god, learn to type, dude. They're all kind of just standing there, which I guess is okay, good enough. We're not really bending so much. Because the alternative would be searching for anime girl back view bending over. Which is not great. Oh, she's got a lot of hair, which is nice. I don't have to draw all the clothing here. Do not take that out of context, of course. Yeah, I'll try to keep her tail like to the size that I think it should be at, which is like smaller. And then the skirt probably wouldn't get pushed this much, but I want to separate it from the legs, perhaps. Guess it's higher up. Wait a second. Wait a minute. 이거 더 그거. 해볼까? Oh right, it's below horizon. Does it matter that much? Wait, I guess the tail should just be outside. I think I should just leave it outside. Like if the tail's not outside of the skirt, anytime she sits down, it's either she sits on her tail or it has to be within the tail but to the side. It seems kind of like getting trapped when you're sleeping on your side or something. It doesn't feel very comfortable. I'm just gonna push it out. That means I need to know what the butt is. That means the tailbone is probably here. Oh, now there's a random ass hole here, huh? If it's at the very top, I think I would have been fine with that, like at the sort of the waistband of the skirt. Because now, like, the question is, how does it come out? Does that mean like there's a whole line of stuff over here? I guess in this case we literally cannot see it. Maybe I save the discussion for some other time. Mayhaps. Yeah, I probably have to hop up early today as well. I can feel my heart pumping a little bit weird again. It is once in a while it does this weird thing. I went to the ER before. Small music or something? It is Maple Story music. I went to the emergency like before, and the problem is they can't really catch it. It's really hard to catch something that happens randomly. But it feels like, you know, like you get a jump scare sometimes, and then like you can feel your heart pump. It's kind of like that, but only like randomly, and it only does it for like 1 or 2 pumps. Yeah, no, it's a known issue. I've had it a long time ago in the past, but it's never really been too much of a problem. I think it's just the scheduling has always been a little bit... I'm always at the limit, right? I push, and then I have some issues, and then I try to pull back, and then this and that. So we're always kind of operating at the limits. I've been trying to tone it back, but it's yeah. Anyways, it's to some extent I kind of know what's happening, right? It is mostly a sleep problem, I think. If there's not enough, I spend the entirety of Sunday pretty much just lying in my bed. But you know, it's not like you can sleep you lie on your bed. Just because you lie on your bed. It's okay, I think. I'll try to find that balance myself. It's currently in a I mean, I want to say it's in a manageable level, but it is not supposed to happen in the first place, you know. Let me find shoes now. I would like her to maybe wear sports shoes. I can maybe not make work difficult for myself. Maybe I just do this. But yeah, I'm gonna try and sleep. Get on the bed earlier. It's not like getting on the bed equals sleep, but at least the earlier you get on, the earlier it goes through that period of overthinking, and then hopefully I tire myself a little bit faster, a bit earlier. That's just a good perspective, I think. I'm just gonna put like I don't know, like clown shoes around her or something. Yes, the way I would try to sleep earlier today. So trying to watch some anime, like some sort of space. I found like this anime just randomly on YouTube Shorts called Planetes. It's like one of those hard sci-fi, like in space, 1990s, early. Actually, this is 2003 to 2004. Yes, thank you, the virus. I operate in that weird zone where I have to push myself to my limits, or I don't feel like I've done anything. Because if I don't, then I have issue with my mental state as well. So I'm just always in between. I have to push to the limit and then pull back, and then push to the limit and then pull back. We've had this before, right, with the Live 2D and Falling Stick and all that. I'm sure it'll be fine. I hope. Yeah, I'm trying to watch some anime. Like this way, I don't have to worry about playing games. I don't have to like play, like, games take effort. Animes don't take effort, and also I think in order to write the stories for like the Hong Kong thing, I do kind of need a little bit more input from external sources. Since I'm not very good with ideas myself, I can't really generate them. I can sort of modify and stuff to make it more fitting. So that's kind of what I'm trying to go for. The feed looks broken. Why? Like, am I pointing to inside? Am I pointing this way? How big is the feet? It's like I'm not drawing this, right? We're not at this angle. Yeah, cause like this line here is like so flat here. Sure, it's like really flat. This pretty much parallel. Like this, maybe. Sorry, I need to try and do this pose myself. I'm gonna stand up with it. I guess maybe the feet is too close. Like if you're coming down, like you kind of want that balance. So opening up your like center of gravity, like your base here, so your center of gravity is easier to align. I think it makes more sense. I'm gonna pump it up here. Mayhaps, or is it just like kind of too short or something? Like just a little bit too short, right? I'm seeing so much of the. Surely the perspective is a bit more. I'm not really seeing that much of the top of the feet either. Doesn't feel very right, but I'm just gonna move on. I think like part of what I want to find out is also like in 3 hours, I guess today will be shorter. How much can you really do? Right? Like 30 pieces. That's a lot of work. I worry about the feasibility of said plan. Guess I just want to be mentally prepared when it does start. Wait a second. I mean, like, if I'm bending down, I'm sure like girls bend down more gracefully because my legs open up, right? Like when I bend down. Oh man, let me think for a bit. Yeah, maybe put the knees together, I think. If the knees come together, it doesn't... I've been standing up and sitting down. Yeah, mayhaps knees together, please. Let's do... I'm gonna push this in this way, so the calf is on this side, and then I'm gonna push the feet this way as well. A little bit more this way. This leg can go over here. Where's the waist here somewhere? Where's the... Oh my god, I can't see shit. No, I need that one. Okay, maybe this is slightly easier to see. Yeah, I don't know about that. Can't see shit. Where's Bucky? Maybe I should fix the underlying instead of doing this. So I don't have to erase the skirt. I'm just gonna fix this side. Okay. Heat target. Let me see. Heat target has been shifted. Makes sense. That's what I would feel like I should do. This way. What am I even doing? Just gonna... This? That's too big, probably. Something. That's what I get for not plotting the landmarks correctly, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The legs are too thick, maybe that's why. Oh, it doesn't look like it's bending. Oh, maybe it's the space plate here. Okay, so because I cannot see this side, I think it's probably this side that needs to set the tone for how much is being bent. Legs look kind of small overall, perhaps. So the crotch is here, top of head. Then we're balancing, or probably. Oh, but her legs are bent though. Oh. What did I sequence last time? 1.5. But anyways, should be acceptable. How do I measure this? Let's just target here. We're targeting here-ish. So it's still kind of short, perhaps. I just have to make everything on top smaller. But because of the way I drew the other layer on top, I'm gonna do it this way, perhaps. Now the original looks a little bit better. Doesn't look too bad. Huh. Trippy. Well, the head is probably too big for this solid line. So we are scaling down. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna scale down the head. How about that? I think it's acceptable. I think we move on. After all that, I'm deciding to just keep this, I think. Do this. Maybe slightly longer. Is she too big for this scene? Wait, okay, easy way to solve this. How big is a vending machine? Oh my god, inches. 72 inches. Okay, how about Japan vending machine size? Oh my god, the pixels. 70. I guess they are about the same. 70. Let's say 70 inches. 70 inch to centimeters. 177. I'm targeting her 1.5 to 1.6, I think. Thereabouts then, yeah? She's kind of further up front. The oh, but the vending machine is kind of on like a curve. Yeah. It's not that much though. So it would be, let's say, about like here. Just at the bottom of the top row of drinks, I think. Maybe slightly above that. Top of head target this part. She's bent. And that thing is a bit higher. I think it's thereabouts. Did I scale this at all? I did. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, now what? I think I need a newer set of lines for these two. But I'm gonna use this rough-ish sort of lines for this. I feel like the project is probably not going to have any lines for background, but I just want to see. I just started drawing lines today, so we're just going to go ahead with this because I didn't want to think or find out exactly how it feels like, I suppose. I am going to have to remove something from the stuff. I'm going to remove the originals here. Take over the hair some other way. Fine. New set of lines, please. What? Oh, wrong one. You can tell I don't care. This shape here is so... Oh, okay, I do care. I do care. care. This concave curve is weird. Also, this line is it too thick? What pixel is this? 7. I think it should be fine. 4K canvas with a 7. I'm sure it's fine. Do I draw eyes or no? Maybe no eyes would be better, because then there's nothing specific to focus on. Then everybody is just a silhouette against other silhouettes. Something about this I don't like. What is it? Shape. Maybe not. This. Let's get a proper ref here. Dogs licking. Okay, I think what I expected. I'm just trying to see where how the tongue comes out the mouth here. Given the number of pixels we have, I don't think it's that important, but it's really long. Okay, hang on. Yeah, just keep it like this. Good enough for now. So this is gonna be important reference, I think, for like the fur and how it moves, because it's always like what am I supposed to do with the thing? But they have like specific patterns, I think, depending on which part of the body. Probably need to study at some point, but maybe in like 2 years. Think about that. 2 years. This is like kind of doing this, kind of doing that. It's kind of hard to control. We don't do that. That's a side view of the year. So this is the hopefully back view. This is kind of hard to draw properly, but like the years can kind of get flipped a little bit. So like that's like a bend here. So like the years come out this way and then they kind of bend backwards. So the top half is kind of just kind of flipped open this way, but backwards. I don't know if it makes sense, but kind of like that. It's a bit hard to get it properly, I think, without shading, and even with shading, I think I don't know if I can execute on it properly, but I'm just gonna leave it like this. We're getting a little bit crooked. Years are getting more and more crooked. If you see like the one with the shrine and stuff, it was kind of really very straight and tight. The shapes, I mean. Here comes first. Another part that's not really resolved, I think. Because there's a transition here between the years and the hair. But another time, perhaps. Gonna hand wave it. Everything is covered. Why did I go through all that effort, dude? Holy shit. My god. I still cannot really decide on it. I was contemplating like a new thing where I would give her slightly straighter hair, but then have like specific, like I guess like pigtail kind of things where it might. It's kind of hard to see this way, but. So front view, something like this, right? And then we might give straighter hair, but then we might have pigtails coming out the side or something. It's the thing I use for the furry design, which I think I showed before, briefly. Because it's a little bit more managed, but it's trying to keep her original personality. So I feel like this might be something that Faye would do to her. You know, try to brush her hair, because Faye has nothing else better to do. Make her more tidy and stuff like that, but she would keep her a bit of her personality, or like the original messiness, in there this way. But pending what? I have no idea. It's not really pending anything. I kind of already went ahead with it. For the other drawing. In this part, I don't know how her ends. I remember a time where I wanted to draw hair like Ask. I remember the time. I'm not sure how well I remember it, but that was the time. Okay, this is really stupid. So it is just kind of gone entirely. I suppose there's no real difference. We can surely. I think it's still possible to see her pose. The legs are still kind of bent. There is a bit of skirt here to suggest what she's wearing, and like the tail will be coming out here. Actually, no. The last point I made has no difference. Oh, is that right? Is that how her hair looks like? Okay. I am like basically like 100% sure every time I have like a quote unquote original idea, it's because I saw it before a long time ago and I kind of forgot where I saw it from, and then it came out again in my head, and it felt like it was original. I see. I think Saba's one is basically it's like the same idea, right? Saba is kind of similar to like Bochi because like they just have the one side on the right side. Yeah, it's interesting. I think yeah, no, I think that's fine. So I'm just evaluating. I'm just looking at Saba's tail because I don't think it's long enough. But I mean, like for what I like, for her design, I think it makes a lot of sense. Everything is like smaller and shorter and like cuter. I'm trying. Anyways, kind of want to make face tail a little bit thicker, but we can deal with that some other time. We can talk about that some other time, I suppose. It's like a random ass gap, but I think that's kind of the point of her hair. It's just that it's just a little bit messed up. Maybe we can do this to show a little bit more of the arm, so we can see that it's trying to reach for it. Got the bottom of the palms here, the thumb there perhaps. If I see one finger, I should see more, I think. It's kind of whatever it did. Literally like 5 pixels, trying to screw around with 5 pixels there. Remember. Ah, shit. Something's missing. Something feels weird. What is it? Tissue box for shoes. I'm sure it'd be fine. But not deep enough, perhaps. Too tiny, perhaps. I think the feet is too small. Right? How big is the feet relative to the cuff? It's like half. Oh shit. Too tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Ah, there goes my crispiness. Wait, but it's wait, hang on. I don't think I do it that way. I think I do it this way. Do I do it this way? They do look really tiny, right? Like, this is not me, right? But it doesn't feel like it's just a feet problem now. Or is it? It's like the legs too, I think. Oh my god. This is vibe coding for vibe drawing, which I believe is completely fine, I think. Maybe this should just not be visible. Because it's kind of, this part is facing us, right? But the feet is this way, so this is facing that way. And the feet is going a little bit, like, it's a bit more open, I think, the legs, the feet. Maybe I go this way. Ugh. No way, dude. I don't think so. No way, no way. Vibe drawing is like... I'm sure, like, the original cavemen are, like, the vibe drawers. Oh, that looks right. Alright, mate. This looks right. Caveman or Australian. Man, DTV is gonna kill me. I don't know what's wrong with the feet, dude. Looks like I need A volunteer. Ooh. Ooh. Volunteer. Alright, I'm gonna do a sneaky thing. I think the hair is like in front of the tongue anyways. Like from our perspective. Wait, hang on. The side bangs are front. Oh, it's diagonally front. Wait, hang on. I guess I'll do this, but like that also looks kind of weird. Like now it looks like it's licking the hair. So maybe I should just do this. I just forget about it. Thinking not loud. It's just Bigfoot, dude. It's all hair, dude. I feel like at least I should see this part of the head, because otherwise once the thing goes away, like bro, there's a ball of hair with legs, dude. Hello, PG Ocean. What? Alright, okay, I give me like I need at least this part. I wanted to mimic this part so we have like a thing going on, but we don't have this luxury, I don't think. Oh, but this doesn't look like her, right? This absolutely does not look like her. What if I just lower it? So we're so used to seeing the thing. This part. So the silhouette is always this. This also doesn't really help though. Because if I did this instead, I could still do it. I mean, dang it, dude. Because the back starts here, right? And then supposedly the side bangs are here. I think it's fine. I'm not here for this anyways. I'm not supposed to be here for this. I think the wolf's ears are kind of wrong. Wait, let me think. Because again, the horizon is above them. So this implies the head is turned over that way. Going this way. The only thing that should be happening is turning to the side. And maybe a little bit up. I don't think there should be this axis of rotation here. So I think this should be higher. Or this should be lower, maybe. Wait, let me check the doggo. Right? I think that's right. Let me think. It's kind of close to horizon. Wait, no. Horizon is actually right around their heads. So right behind them. And then the doggo is only turning. So yeah, it's like... It should be about the same level, I guess. It's just kind of aggressively low. Maybe I just move this up. Honestly, not that big of a difference. This feels more balanced for some reason. I haven't tried the other way. Oh, okay, maybe this makes more sense. Oh, this makes more sense, right? The ears are to the side, not like on top of the very top of the dome. Okay. Cool story, bro. Okay. So now we paint. Any invisible scars? I don't think so. Her left arms is a little bit... Oh, okay. Somehow. I should do. Oh, the tail. Okay. Some of this up. Maybe not to that extent, but it's fine. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put that in the middle, and then we just see how the rest of the painting goes. And then I'm gonna delete the stuff that they're blocking here. Oh, there. What am I looking at? Here? Maybe the... Yeah, maybe. A little bit of clean up here. A little bit. Oh shit. Wait, what? Which one is the one? Which one, dude? Right. I kind of shifted it. Oh yeah, whatever. Cool. All right. Time to get good form. Did I copy that later? No, I typed it today. Oh, I remember typing it. This guy's. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like the final, the Hong Kong thing, we should probably hold the shapes a little bit more tightly. I also recognize that like the initial rough might have to be loose just so we can actually do the rough properly. So regardless, today I'm not too worried about the process. Well, I'm here to figure out the process, but I'm not gonna do it actively. I'm just going to let it happen, and then we'll see what I naturally settle upon. The goal is to do enough things that I would just figure out somehow. I'm gonna move my navigator over to the other side so I can get the colors in here. And I'm gonna try and maybe not use color adjustments. I'm just gonna try and gradient my ways through this somehow. I don't know how this is gonna work, but hey, oh, never mind. I was gonna say it's processing really fast, but never mind. Never mind. Oh yeah, my colors are different again, right? I need to look at the other screen again. Oh, God. Should have done the color rough at a smaller scale. It's just kind of slow because the pixel count is too high. See the difference. I literally cannot see the difference, dude. How is it so different, dude, the colors? It's kind of insane, bro. Alright, let me use my marker. The airbrush is a bit harder to control because it's continuously spraying. If you like do it too slowly, it's a problem. If you do it too fast, it's a problem. This brush, at least you go over it once with the same like sort of pen pressure, you get the same thing every time, right? It's not about the speed. Alright, I need bigger. And lighten this, and I want to push red on the top here. Still not bright enough on my... No, now it's too bright. And then I want to counter with blue. More red, maybe? We go... What is my stance on color, right? Am I trying to figure out what colors I like or no? But I chose the photo for a reason. It's because I already liked it. There's only one question here. I think it's whether if I want to make the shadows a bit more saturated or not. Maybe I can try this on for size and then see how I feel about it. It is quite a bit more saturated than the actual. The balance might be a little bit broken because the lighting is clearly very orange, right? So everything blue should be desaturated. But at the same time, it's kind of the fact that you're violating certain, I guess, realism. Yeah, you're going against what actually is visible in real life to kind of, you know, part of the art is just trying to do stuff like that, I suppose. I suppose. Just gonna take these guys out real quick. For now, just for now. Just yep. Maybe darker, but darker red. I'm gonna go maroon, I guess. Too strong. Mix in some other colors here, perhaps. This one is more orange here. Truck is a little bit darker blue kind of thing. Maybe keep things a little bit more lighter if possible. Don't want it to be too heavy. What am I even talking about, dude? Look at this guy talking as though he knows what he's talking about. I was talking to my mom whether if I should maybe go back to making some videos. You know, like we can dedicate some days of the week to doing a study and preparing for a video, right? In the beginning, it will be like doing the study. In the later parts, when the study is done, it will be the actual video making process. But everything has a cost, I think. Not just the cost of having to actually do it, but also to set up a schedule, keep to the schedule, make sure that you're always working on one video and some art. It could be distracting. And then the thing about videos is that it's a different art form, right? Like people don't watch video necessarily because they want to learn. Sometimes they want to watch it because they want to feel like they're learning something. So you want to make it as entertaining and as easy to digest as possible, not necessarily the clearest. I think that's always been the sort of the conflict, because when I do things I want to be clear, like very methodical, but it becomes really dry very quickly, and might not make for a very good video viewing experience, right? It might make for a good like sort of study material, but anyways, some thoughts. It would be nice to be able to get a bunch of things going, but you know, we have all seen how that goes when I start doing that shit. I was trying to work on something else, but I think I'm gonna stop doing that as well. I was already working on something else. I'm gonna try to stop that. That might be why I'm having this hard problem right now. Always overcommitting. Yeah, it's always something that I want to do, you know. There's always something that I wish I could do better and do more. I wish I can design like some VR goods, mostly for myself for now. I wish I could design a live 2D model, get someone else to rig it up for Faye. You remember we talked about this in the past. I wish I could clean up my websites get the tools working correctly. We need algorithms for that. We need things that can work properly. Need to figure out the math, this and that. Never a shortage of things to do, just a shortage of time and capacity. It's never enough time, never enough capacity. I need to turn my lines into potato lines. What does that even mean? Soft light? True. Right. Now we can let the colors and shapes do the talking. I want to find someone to do like a series of like plushies, so I can have the 4 characters in a consistent style, and then I can bring them around and this and that. They have to be consistent, which means they have to be done at the same time by the same person. It means I need to have the sheets done at the same time for all the characters and approved. That's also a lot of work. Finding someone isn't necessarily the hardest, it's just the clearance I need for the rep. All these things are things I like to be doing. But the colors harmonious? They seem a little janky. This is sort of... I should be picking colors from like I feel like the better way to work is you have like, let's say the sky, we have this gradient going on, this sort of warm color gradient, and then we'll do the same for like the ground and set up some kind of gradient here, and then everything else, as much as possible, try to pick from these colors. Like I how do I say this, like all the shadow colors and blue colors, all the warm colors and light colors should be part of the same C curve gradient. I think that will make everything look a lot more harmonious. Because then, even if there are multiple different shades in there, for the most part, they follow the same curve, and therefore they feel a lot more cohesive at one glance. Like the entire piece is tied together by that one gradient. I think like right here, there's a bit of a very sharp C curve, almost like an angle bracket. I'm seeing it move. But like I feel like these guys are just kind of out there. This one as well. And then the blue just doesn't have anything yet. Just kind of randomly putting shit in. But because I'm kind of going off script here, it is also a little bit weird. Wait, this is too blue for this, I think. I think it's too blue because it's like facing the sky. I don't think it should be this bluish gray. It should be some kind of desaturated red. Oh wait, the truck is slightly different. Mayhaps. This way we can set up some contrast this way, perhaps. Fine colors. Yeah, I suppose that's my job to figure that out. Many things to do. Please. Maybe not that strong. Maybe it should still be orange. Orange, please. Orange. Plus. Oh, right. Sorry. It should be Right, what do you say about the colors? Holy shit, I'm not even doing it myself every time I do this. We need a brighter orange. Right, so this part maybe should be darker. So this, but I guess it's kind of spilling over into either side of it. But I feel like this building being, oh, but this is, oh my god, I have no idea. Anyways, sorry about that. I didn't say anything. That was the win. Oh, no. I know what I'm feeling. I know why I was feeling this. I thought like this shadow on this side should be darker than this. And then I thought about the fact that there's like this area of light that might be spilling over to both sides equally. And that's probably true. But this building is bigger, so the shape of the shadow is bigger. So there should be a darker area here because this is only from the vending machine. It shouldn't be that big. I think that's probably what I was feeling here. I might need a bit more yellow and a bit more green. Figure that out later. That looks really ugly though. I also don't like green on this comp. It's primarily orange blue, I think. And then with a bunch of other stuff here and there. Oh, I know. Okay, I see a problem here. I didn't hold the values correctly. Because the shadow of the houses are kind of miscellaneous. So I have to kind of decide at this point now, like what the value grouping is, because the photo is kind of evenly spread, I think, all the values. It's not like the foreground with the vending machines and like the foreground part of the parking lot is a bit darker. And then you have the midground of the buildings and then the background of the sky. They all kind of feel about the same, which is kind of what I'm trying to do here. But I feel like maybe it would be a little bit more effective if I can split the middle ground, background, foreground a little bit more. I'm trying to imagine how that might look like. Because like, for example, if I were to do that, then the roofs will have to be toned down by quite a bit. I'll have to like just basically knock it out like that. Maybe you'll put a layer of like orange glow on this, because like from the ground, right? And then from the front, I will push the color even darker. It can still be saturated, I suppose. But I also don't want to push it too dark because I kind of like that light vibe. That's kind of the choices, I guess. But like, yeah, maybe if I use a blending mode of multiply and then I just kind of push everything a bit more dark, a bit darker here. Like, alright, no, I cannot touch the light shape because it's, well, why would it be darker like that? Alright, we can do it like this, perhaps. Hello, show. Welcome to whatever this is. Yeah, like this would be a lot more moodier, I think. And then I can, let's say, multiply and lighten with the light yellow. Let's do a bit more orange. So we're trying to separate the sky and everything here. Not really doing anything. It's already very bright. Oh man, the sky might be a bit of a problem because you can't really have this color because they're already at the top of the triangle here, right? So if I make them any brighter, they all kind of just... the sky kind of disappears a little bit. Kind of environment study. Like, it's less of environment and more of just like painting. Like, trying to figure out like sort of what I will end up with if I just kind of paint it. Like, I just kind of stop thinking about what is it. Like, I don't try to find out... sorry. Let me collect my thoughts, right? I'm not gonna try and find like a reference to follow. I'm just trying to paint and let what is most natural inside of me come out. as is, and I want to see what that is like. Because if that looks fine, okay, let me rephrase that. If I can accept that sort of style that comes out of me naturally, then it will make my job a lot easier when I want to paint the Hong Kong series thing that I wanted to do. Because then I don't have to lock onto anything and hold on to like someone else's style and try to force myself to do that. I feel like the correct answer, the objectively correct answer, is that I should do my own thing, right? Absolutely. But I just need to learn to accept that. I think that's the problem. The acceptance is the problem. So this is part of that. It's part of figuring out what is natural, part of trying to accept it. And what I'm realizing now is also part of trying to figure out what the best way to paint the environment is. Because now we have a lot of choices. I can paint it just like the photo, and it will look just like the photo. And that's great by itself too. Or I can try to tune the values a little bit more and make it work a little bit more for us. Whatever that means for us. Like I can still hear Pio Tegu saying, like, you know, you need to make decisions based on what the point of the illustration is. And I don't know what that is, because like the Haru Urara piece, we at least, it's a bit more direct. Like, she's waving goodbye. Given the context, given everything else, there is meaning in that. In this case here, they're just kind of like buying a drink. What does that even mean? Yeah, no, it makes sense. The subtitle is not gonna be that real time. Although it's been a lot faster since I upgraded my computer. Also, if I don't stop talking, the thing kind of has like a bit of a stroke. Because it doesn't know if it wants to print out the statements or not, right? Because it's still parsing the information. It thinks that, hey, maybe with the next bit of bytes or something, like the words would change, and then it just doesn't output. Maybe. I'm just guessing. But regardless, I think I don't know. I don't know what I want here. This is one possible tuning. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna undo the thing so we go back to where we were, which is like here somewhere. Right. So this is slightly more grouped. Like if you zoom out, you can see the shapes, and then the character silhouette would be a bit harder to see, granted. But if we say, for example, make the screens of the vending machine light up, even though they're not supposed to light up at this point, but whatever, right? We can make it light up, and then now we can see the silhouette of the ears and the head, and that would be fine. And in which case, I might move the character a bit higher, just so that the heads are actually silhouetted against the thing. That's one option, which I can just paint in real quick right now, I guess, to just kind of get the idea on paper. Like if we do it like this, right? It might be a bit strong, the lighting, I'm not really sure. Well, it's kind of whatever. I can fix the color later. And then of course the characters themselves would be... What? Am I painting anything? Oh, sorry, I'm using Lighten. Oh my god. Okay. It's a bit too strong. Let's just do this. I should just use a solid brush here. The wolf would be a little bit more this side. Alright, it's not really helping. I kind of need the glow. You kind of need the glow for this, I feel like. Let me just... glow this? Or is it glow? Alright, do the glow and then let me reset the brush before I forget it. And then we just kind of block it out like that, you know? Right, column A, whatever this is, right? You zoom out, you can see big shapes, you can still see the silhouette. I think this would be one option. The other one would just be a little bit more mundane. But I think the reason why this one feels a bit weird to me right now is because I'm not actually following what I'm seeing, right? I'm already changing the colors to be more saturated for the shadows. And so the balance feels different already. The original has that sort of orange glow and vibe. So I think this is interesting, because this feels more sort of there's like a story where you're trying to show something. What if there actually is one or not? That's besides the point. But you're taking over control of like some of the aspects of it. Whereas this one, if I think this one, yeah, I'm gonna try and paint it towards the actual thing I see. I think this is precisely what Piotego is saying about like how you're trading realism for like a portrayal of like art ideas, right? The other one is not as realistic, but you have more interesting ideas, perhaps. For me, actually, I feel like I like realism a bit more, which is also like kind of I don't know, man. Every time I say something, I feel like I'm contradicting something I said before. But because my goal is to bring them to life, I don't want to abstract away too much. I feel like I have to ground them in reality because that is the only way to achieve what I want to do. What am I seeing? More desaturated somewhere this way? What am I seeing, bro? こっちじゃないんだよね。こっちか? You guys have no idea how light the colors look on my screen, on my stupid tablet. It looks really saturated. On my other monitor, my tablet is so freaking faint. Have a good night, Devaris. Yes, probably be hopping off soon myself, I think. But yes, thank you for coming. My god. Let me desaturate stuff. I need to make the roof a little bit better. Slowly but surely, right? Don't worry too much about the thing just yet. Not quite. This is actually darker. Yeah, realism might be more interesting, I think. Are a bit more gray in real life, I feel like. Maybe this is just needs a bit of desaturation, maybe? Desaturate? Or not. Or not, yeah. It's actually darker, isn't it? Isn't it like bluer than mine? Okay. I actually don't have an idea of where I am relative to the thing, even if I'm looking at that on the same screen. I think I have to actually put them side by side or something. Am I blind to blue somehow? Like it's a bit harder to read the blues. Huh, interesting. It's distinctly harder to do it. red. Find the red. And I need to be darker, sir. Somewhat. Make it a little bit bluer. Yeah. Realistic versus. Wow, okay, looking at this one after coming from this feels so wrong, dude. What the? It feels so off. My god. Anyways, I will hop off here as well myself. And then I'll continue this tomorrow. Slowly we chug along here. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow. GG, guys.